Myths that you've probably heard about Squarespace that are not true. So lately I've been hearing a lot of clients come to me saying that they can't use Squarespace because of this reason. And for some reason, these rumors are spreading around. And so I am just gonna put some of those rumors to rest. Just to give you some background to who I am a graphic designer of 23 years. I have been doing websites on and off during that time, and I actually started with WordPress 17 years ago. I can go into another video about my experience with WordPress, but it basically made me not want to be a website designer ever because I had such a bad experience with it. It wasn't until years later that I ended up trying several different platforms. I tried platforms that don't even exist anymore because they all kind of fizzled out and died. I finally, just in the last 3 years, have honed in on Squarespace. Now, if you have tried Squarespace in the past, I want to encourage you that it is different now, especially even in the last year. There have been so many updates. They have improved so much. And in the last year, I would say has been the biggest update of all. So let's go over some of these myths. Myth number one that I keep hearing is a Squarespace or Wix website is like having a rental property. You don't own it and you can't take it with you anywhere. Okay, so I know this is a myth because you can export all of your content from Squarespace if you plan on moving it to, say, WordPress or another website. So that is not true. You can export all of that content, and there are also like plugins and Chrome extensions that can help you move things over. Myth number two is that it doesn't have good page speed. Squarespace actually designs their website with SEO in mind, and they are extremely streamlined. The low page speed comes from the user end. So if you're uploading really large images, that's going to slow your page down, and that's with any platform. So just knowing how to upload your images that are in a smaller file size is going to speed up that page. Number three myth is that Squarespace is not good for SEO. I think this myth comes about because WordPress likes to boast about their Yoast plugin that is really not, it doesn't do the SEO for you. It's just a checklist to make sure that you have all the SEO items in check. So it's really just a checklist. Squarespace also has this checklist, but there's also a really cool plugin that I like called SEO Space, which is basically the Yoast for WordPress. And it has drastically improved my SEO, but even before I used SEO Space, if you know good SEO, that's how you rank on Google. There are so many websites built on Squarespace that are on page 1 of Google, and I, for one, have had 3 websites hit page 1 for search results on Google. Myth number 4 is that if you ever went viral, your website couldn't handle the high traffic. Now, I've never had a website go viral. I wish. Neither have any of my clients, but in that case, I do know that I searched this up for Squarespace. You can go to squarespace.com and search this and find out from the source themselves and what they say about how they handle traffic. And if you go to their website, it says that squarespace.com is actually built on Squarespace, and they had a commercial in the Super Bowl. And they've had several celebrities do promotionals from them and commercials. So they get a lot of high traffic. Okay, myth number 5 or 6, I think, is that you're very limited in how you can edit things and how you can change things. Now, this is true in some aspects, but there has been so many improvements, and I think a lot of people don't know that you can do custom CSS in Squarespace just like you can do in any other platform. And with the new Fluid Engine update that Squarespace just did, all of their editing features just kind of expanded exponentially. So there's so much more new editing features if you don't know code. Before, you had to know code and CSS in order to make certain things happen. But now they've made it even easier, so you don't need to know code to do special effects and special like overlapping features and dividers. So all of that, you don't need to know code. And if you're one of those people who wants it to look a little more different and a little more custom, there are plugins that people sell for Squarespace. So if you're missing this certain feature that you really like, you can buy a plugin just like you can with WordPress and get that installed. Overall, like I was saying, there are platforms that have come and gone. Squarespace has been around for over 20 years. So they're a very solid platform, and they have an internal support team, which I didn't have with WordPress. I didn't have anybody to go to when I needed help. I had to do that all on my own because it was all self-hosted and self-regulated. So with Squarespace, I can call somebody. They have an all-in-one hosting system, so I don't need to worry about third-party plugins breaking anything. I don't need to worry about updates, and I can pass these on to my clients knowing that it is easy for them to manage, easy for them to keep up to date on their own, and they don't need to come to me for everything. So hopefully that helped dispel some of the myths. Let me know if you've heard any other myths. I'd love to hear, and then maybe we can dispel those.